So you are early into starting a city. Maybe you just started playing SimCity and you're not 100% sure. You're a little bit um, unsure of what is a good ratio for zoning between residential, commercial, and industrial. One thing that you will find is a lot of things that you will read or here will say that a good ratio is a 2 to 1 to 1 ratio is a good start. And yes, you can start that way. I really find that this type of a ratio does not give you enough industry and it gives you too much commercial. So, what I do is I would dedicate a little more space to industry. Keep in mind your residents. At the beginning of each workday, they are going to head from here. They're going to drive to work. Yes, some will work in the commercial area, but they will work here. At the end of their day, to contribute to their happiness, not only do they want to collect a daily paycheck, they want to spend that paycheck in a commercial zone. If they do not have access to a commercial zone, a park will do. But what they're wanting to do is they want to in a day, they want to work, earn money, and spend the money. Now, what you're going to find is this is not a bad layout. It creates a buffer between residential and industry. Industry has an easy time delivering freight to commercial. However, the individuals that live here are in nice proximity to commercial. Your individuals that live here, here, and here over time will start to complain that they do not have access to commercial. So one thing that you can do, and if you watch me play, one thing that you will see is I kind of set it up where my residents have an easier time getting access to shopping. Still have a buffer between industry and residential, but now I've got a nice set of commercial in areas where people can get access to it. So as the individuals drive down this road to get to work, they've got access to, yes, they can get to work, but they also have access to commercial. As this city, if we were playing in this city and starting to grow it, and we wanted to add some industrial there, maybe some industrial here, we would not put residents too close to industry, but you could do commercial. Commercial, of course, we're dedicating most of the area to residents. Let's maybe give the residents more room here. So now we are creating little pockets. So as they leave work and drive, they now have access. Of course, they can get to work, but they also have access to their commercial. So if a resident was driving this road, or this road, they have access to commercial. If a person lives out here, instead of trying to work their way back to that central commercial area, they now have commercial close by. Over time, you'll start to get a real good feel for it. And if it's a little bit off, then it's a little bit off, and you can make some adjustments. But this is a good way of laying it out. As you can see, this is not a 2 by 1 by 1. Um, my largest area is dedicated to residential, and then my second largest area is dedicated to industry, and then I have commercial set up strategically for my residents as they're coming and going. Even in a city that starts to approach its midlife, even as the city becomes mature, I still find that a much heavier weight towards residential, and then industry, and then commercial is what works. So this is not just the beginning of the game. This is throughout mid towards what you would call the maturity of a city. But just a real good guide to follow. Keep in mind, you don't want your residents too close to your industry, and you want to make it easy for your residents wherever they are to have some access to commercial. And keep in mind also, parks will contribute to happiness. If they can't get to shopping, they will go to a park and they will be just as happy. So you can use a park strategically. But this is just really focusing on that, especially that early game zoning, and a way to just make sure and help you be successful with your city. Have fun, enjoy the game, and we will see you next time.